differences, authoritarian sort of system, and open society. Then after 59, April at Mussoorie, oh no, I think this is not connection. Then 59, we decided raise Tibetan issue at UN. So naturally, we discussed with Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. And he told me, it's not much useful to raise Tibetan issue at UN. Better not raise. But despite that, with some help, of course, including the United States, we found sponsors, and then finally raised at UN. So then after that, another occasion, my meeting with Prime Minister Nehru, I a little bit, a little bit sort of hesitant. What is his reaction? We didn't sort of follow his advice. Then when I actually met him, no sign of some kind of dislike or something. So then I felt, oh, this is democracy. Every person, every people have a right to express their feeling and work according to their own views, their own beliefs. So meantime, some of our close supporters, close friends, like Kipolani. Whenever I met Kipolani, of course, he's very, very strong supporter of Tibetan independence. In the meantime, whenever we met, he always criticized Pandit Nehru. Even our private conversation, he's very sort of critical. And in the parliament, also, you see, he always criticized in the government. And Prime Minister Pandit Nehru personally also, a lot of criticism. But we say, all work together, peaceful. So these are the occasion to learn what is the value of democracy. Then, although my own vision or mind not very clear, but because, as I mentioned earlier, I recognize or realize our old system is very backward. Therefore, I think around 1952, Reform Committee set up. There are a lot of reforms carried. But then the further progress that the Chinese officials, Chinese communist officials, they want their own form of reform. So if Tibetan, our own sort of reform initiated by ourselves, if goes, that may become hindrance about their own way of reform. So it becomes obstacle. Then, as you mentioned, as soon as we reach India, we start at once the work for democratization, and step by step. And as early as '69, on my official public statement, I mentioned the very institution of Dalai Lama should continue or not up to Tibetan people. I mentioned. So at that time, You see, some sort of media people showing interest. So I told them, in case majority of Tibetan people feel now this institution no longer any relevant, then automatically this institution, I think at least a few centuries old, this institution will cease. Then I jokingly was telling them, this 14th Dalai Lama, certainly not the best Dalai Lama, but not worst Dalai Lama. So the century-old institution cease at such not bad Dalai Lama. It's much better. So like that. Then 2001. Then finally we achieve elected political leadership. Then when we together meeting some people, I always introduce him as in the political field, he's my boss. In spiritual field, I'm his boss. Even yesterday, my meeting with President, I mentioned that. You see, of course, my own sort of this interest or commitment as a simple Buddhist monk. Number one, promotion of human value. I mentioned to the President, we are part of 6 billion human beings. On the human being level, no differences. From the top, from the President, from King or Queen, up to beggar, we are same human being. And we all have same right to live happy life. So, in order to live happy life, the material facilities, important, no question. But ultimate source, ultimate basis of genuine joyfulness, comfortable peace is depend on our mind, inner value. So everybody seek joyfulness life, happy life. But expecting joyfulness come from outside, it's wrong. Ultimate source of joyfulness within ourselves. We must realize that. We must pay more attention about our inner value. So that's my number one commitment. And mainly through secular way. As a human being. Then the second my commitment is promotion of religious harmony. So these two things, lifelong commitment. Till my death, I committed. Then third commitment is about Tibetan struggle. In there, now since 2001, my position is semi-retired position. So when I met some sort of people concerning Tibet issue, then mainly is the point made by our elected political leadership, of course, with full sort of agreement. Like that.